If we want to solve a system like this, this is the first problem from the worksheet, by the way. The first thing we want to do is to get one of the variables, say the x by itself. That would be easiest because it already doesn't have a number in front of it. So what we need to do is get rid of the 4y. So let's write that problem over again. Let's write it as x plus 4y equal to negative 2. And then let's just subtract 4y from both sides. We can cross these off because they add up to 0, and we're left with x is equal to negative 2 minus 4y. Now this equation that we just wrote on the bottom is just a new version of this equation. It's an easier way to write that equation. You just move the negative 4y to one side. So we're going to use that instead. And we're going to get rid of the old one. So let's just take this equation that we just got done setting up and move it and replace the other equation, the second one. We'll replace this equation with the one down here. And now we have a system that looks like the problems we've been working on before. We've got one of the variables by itself. We've got the x in the second equation all by itself, the way we wanted it. And now we'll be able to replace it with negative 2y minus 4y, or negative 2 minus 4y. But we're going to replace it. We're going to replace it right there. In place of that red x next to the 6, we're going to write negative 2y minus 4. Negative 2 minus 4y. So to replace it, we'll write that first equation again here. 6x is equal to 6x minus 6x plus 7y is equal to 22. Now what I'm going to do is erase the x and replace it with negative 2 minus 4y. Now we need to distribute. We need to multiply the 6 times negative 2 and the 6 times negative 4. Well, 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. And 6 times negative 4y is negative 24y. Everything else is the same. Next, we want to combine our like terms, these two. Negative 24y and 7y. If we add those up, we'll get negative 17y. So we've got negative 12 and then negative 17y and then equals 22. They've subtracted 12, so we're going to add 12 to both sides of this equation. We'll add 12 on this side. We'll add 12 to that. And that will give us negative 17y is equal to 34. I'm almost out of room here, but if we divide by negative 17, those will cross off and we'll be left, I'm going to write it over here, we'll have y is equal to, well, 34 divided by 17 is 2, so 34 divided by negative 17 is negative 2. So that's part of our answer. We're going to have y is equal to negative 2. So we'll just put what we got and how we just got the y equals negative 2. We'll just put that right up on the top here, and then we can erase everything else that we've written here. Now that we know that y is equal to 2, whenever we see y right here, we'll replace it with negative 2. We can actually go to either equation. I want to go to this one here. The other one will work too. I'm going to go to that second equation. And I'm going to write it again, but when I see the y, I'm going to replace it after a second here. Instead of minus 4 times y, we'll erase that y and replace it with a negative 2. There's our negative 2. So now we can simplify what we've got here. Negative 4 times negative 2, right here. This is going to be equal to positive 8. So now we'll have x is equal to negative 2 positive 8, or plus 8. Negative 2 plus 8 is the same as 8 minus 2. So x is 8 minus 2. X is equal to 6. So that's the other part of our answer. So we can just go ahead and move this part of our answer up here. I'll rewrite that x equals 6 up on the top. So there's the x equals 6, and now we can get rid of all the writing that we did because we've got our answers. We just need to set them up and rewrite them in the proper order. Now, when we actually write our final answer, we want to write this as an ordered pair. The order matters. And when we write an ordered pair with x and y, we put these in alphabetical order. We want to put the x first and the y second. So I'm just going to switch the order that I draw these or write these. So here now they're switched. They're in the right order. But we also want to put our answer in parentheses to show that it's an ordered pair. So here's our final answer. It's written as an ordered pair. It means the order matters. It means the x comes first. There's the x. And then the y, we always put second. And that's our final answer. And you can check it on the answer key. This is from the worksheet about solving systems of equations by substitution. Substitution, remember, just means that we replaced a letter, in this case it was x, with an expression. We replaced it with negative 2 minus 4.